Let's take you across to Brussels. Merkel, May and Macron, the three M's of Europe, ahead of the European Council two-day summit. The Prime Minister is saying that she needs urgency on Brexit, but we have been hearing from a lot of the EU leaders as they are arriving today, saying that the ball again is very much in the UK's court, that the UK needs to deliver more before talks can progress further. What progress can Mrs May make in the next couple of days? We shall see.
Quite an image, that, isn't it? And if you believe some of the commentators, Merkel is inclined to strike a deal, a trade deal. Macron, a little bit less so. It's the first working session, and I suspect the cameras will be told to... Oh no, they're inside. There's Jean-Claude Juncker, not always a favourite of some British commentators, the European Commission President, who is also seen as taking a hard line. You remember that lunch with Theresa May, which was substantially briefed afterwards? They got off on the wrong foot. Mark Rutte, the Dutch Prime Minister, has just said that he doesn't feel that he's likely to be satisfied by the British offer. So trade talks will not be approved by this meeting of the European Council. December looking increasingly likely.
Let's take a look at the weather now.
It's basically a disappointment for the UK, because they were hoping this would be the summit where they got the green light to move on to negotiations in the round. It's pretty clear that they're unlikely to get that. But I have to say, Kay, we have these meetings about every 3 months, and the mood has changed. We're no longer hearing attacks on the British, people saying the clock is ticking, the British are dragging their heels. The Europeans have acknowledged that they have had a response from Britain to some of the things that they were saying. And while they're still saying, look, we negotiate as 27 nation states behind one negotiator, we've heard Angela Merkel, for example, saying there had been positive progress, and we're hearing that Germany and other countries are beginning to prepare themselves for trade talks, which of course is the most important thing for Mrs May. And in that context, Jeremy Corbyn's intervention is almost helpful for Mrs May, because she's continuing to get a lot of pressure from the Leave side. Leave means leave today, saying she should just walk away. And the fact that another prominent British voice is saying, no, we want to stay engaged with the European Union, actually propels her forward a bit, I think, in these negotiations. So it's not a breakthrough here, but it's not nearly as hostile as it was. I mean, remember, for a long time, the other Europeans couldn't believe it. They didn't think Brexit would really happen. Now they accept that Brexit's going to happen, and I think they've moved probably beyond the anger phase of the divorce now, or at least are moving towards making it work in some ways.